What up, Joe? Welcome to Yeah, I Said the Sports Podcast. I'm your host, the Iceman, and it's the team.
What's the dealio? It's your man Alio, aka Mastermind. You know it's on once again, baby.
Y'all know what time it is. Hey, we got new mics, we got new setup, everything. Plus, I'm always in the house.
In the
Baby.
house.
And it's your boy, Young P, aka Mr. PR. I'm in the building. Let's get it going. Let's start.
All right, all right. Okay, what's up, my guys? How y'all feeling today? Everything good?
Man,
Everything's
everything
beautiful.
great,
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's
I
what's
can't
up.
never complain.
That's what's up. Yeah, cool breeze. I see you peeped out the new mics and everything. Shouts out to the new mics and everything else stepping up. Shouts out.
Big things,
You know what I
people
mean?
doing
Yeah.
big things, real
Yes,
big
sir.
things. Y'all pay attention.
Yeah. Shouts out to Everlasting. Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah,
All
You
right.
got some
Started out,
productions, baby.
everlast,
Yeah.
baby.
yeah. Let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna step into the show like this. We're gonna get live with it. We're gonna get live in it. We're gonna get live with it. So we're gonna start off like this. Which athlete you thought would be, but ended up a bust? What athlete you thought would be good, but ended up a bust? Starting off with you, Mastermind.
Well, this was a tough question because there's been a whole lot of busts in sports, baby.
Yes, a whole lot of busts.
A lot of busts, baby.
I'm miracle makers.
Exactly. I went through, man. I thought about the Darkos. I thought about the. There's a whole lot of them. Jamarcus Russells. I thought about the boxers. Sorry, Broner, but I consider you one too. My bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adrian Brown? Yeah, I can consider that.
Let me see. It's just a lot, but it's one that just came close to home because I used to toot his horn so much, so I had to go with him.
Go ahead. Who that?
And I hate to tell you, as Mr. John Wooden Award winner himself.
Don't tell me what I think you're gonna say. Let me hear
You
this.
already know.
Who that?
Who's
Adam Morrison.
Adam Morris.
Adam Morrison, yes.
that's a real good one. That's a real
I had to go with you, boss.
I forgot about young Adam. Ooh.
Yeah, he went
I
to
thought-
he went to the Lakers and everything.
I
Like,
thought you had the Larry touch. You
Mm,
ended up
yeah.
having the Larry the mechanic
Yeah,
touch.
they thought
Larry the
they
Mechanic.
thought
No
that-
good.
Nah.
No good, bro.
Hey, yeah, they did think that was about to be the first Larry Bird that we was gonna see.
Yeah, he
But
told us that he ain't nowhere
yeah,
near that.
what you got, Cool Breeze?
So, like Mastermind said, we can go down and pick a whole bunch of different athletes and all that because there are a lot of busts. But just mainly basketball and football that I can think of. But the one in particular, very recent,
I like how you
Came
like
up-
to stick with the recent. Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Yeah, I like that.
recent, keep people fresh.
Right, absolutely.
Anthony Bennett.
He was from Cleveland, right?
He was
And
drafted,
Cavaliers.
pick.
okay,
He was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers
okay.
and never been heard of again.
Ever since then.
I don't know where he is.
Well, evidently he been heard of. You just brought him up.
Right.
Brought him some
You
limelight.
just
again.
brought him some life, baby.
What up, Aunt Bennett? Where you at, baby? Holla at us.
Oh, man.
What you got down there, young Pete?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I had to go through the circle of world of a whole bunch, a lot of busts, Like I feel like Johnny Manziel was a bust, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them out there that fit that ticket. But you know who I went with and I thought was gonna be something was OJ Mayo.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I thought
That's a good one.
coming out of
That's a
college,
good one.
USA,
That's a good
I
one.
thought he would be something. He was a bust. Don't let Cool Breeze tell you anything else.
He was all right, though. But
He
I feel
was a
he
bust
was-
to me.
No, I feel you.
I know
feel
what
you.
you're saying.
He didn't meet up to standard.
For what
He didn't
you
meet the
thought,
standard
right?
what I
For
thought
what you
he
thought,
I
for what you
agree.
thought he should have been.
Because
got
I thought he was gonna
very
be.
Right.
flamboyant, right? When,
Nah,
when
nah.
he came out, he was very flamboyant.
but
Is that
the-
what you-
The way they pushed him, the way he balled, he
Yeah,
balled
he had
too.
the game.
No, he had the game.
Yeah, I think he went to work one playoff game. Y'all got to give him. Y'all got to give him a little.
No,
But I'm just saying, did he live up to his standard? Did his name? Did he live up to it?
Kicking like you thought he was gonna be the man. Like you said, they
Mm.
built him
Well,
up like he was
yeah.
gonna be this. I
Look,
never lived up to
He
that.
deserved
when
But I just don't think not the greatest.
when
Bust
Mastermind
the ball,
when
too.
Mastermind said about the tooting, I ain't gonna even lie. I thought he was gonna say Charles Rogers.
No, I was gonna mention him, but Charles.
Right.
Rest,
Right.
rest in peace, though.
Right.
football.
Yeah, from Mexico State. Yeah.
I started to go there, but no.
Right. Okay. Before we move along, I'm just going to name off some names. I want y'all to listen very closely, and then y'all just tell me who y'all think is the biggest bust. Okay. Lawrence Phillips, Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, Charles Rogers, Tony Mandarich, Sam Bowie, Chris Washburn, what's that? Keon Carter.
John Carter.
Yeah, Kajana Carter, Purvis Ellison, Maurice Claret, Vince Young, Darius Miles, Joey Harrington, Danny Ferry, Anthony Bennett, Jeff George. I see you over there, Cool Breeze.
Yeah, he looked at your sheet up.
Yeah. Matt Leinart. Ryan, I already said Ryan Leaf, right? Ryan Leaf. Okay.
I said you got some players that lasted almost 10 years on that sheet, man. That doesn't make them
Darius
a
Miles
They
wasn't
didn't
a
leave.
bust to
Do you
me.
think they lived up to their names and stuff?
Darius Miles wasn't a
Or
bust.
did you?
Man, Leaf
The
definitely did.
potential.
And that's
They're just some names
that's my
that
favorite team.
they're just some names that was threw out there.
Go at the top. It's somebody at the top I want to do.
Lawrence Phillips, Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell was a bust to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He did.
Maurice Claret, though, I feel like
Did Jeff George live up to his potential?
Yeah.
Okay.
he was okay.
I understand he played, but he didn't live up to that Jeff George.
He never got to Super Bowl.
Nah, he didn't live up to the Jeff George. Jeff George had a Josh Allen on.
Yeah,
See,
I know he did.
Now, me
Go ahead,
myself,
go ahead, go
the
ahead.
one thing that I say that I guess we can move to the next segment.
Go ahead,
if y'all
no,
want.
go ahead.
But the one thing that I look at when we consider bust, you couldn't have did nothing in the sport, to me, in my eyesight, for you to be considered, you know what I'm saying, in this category. Some of the people, they did make it and have longevity. Like Adam Morrison, what we give you, 1 year?
Gave him the contract, just like Anthony
You outta
Bennett.
here.
You got the
Right.
4-year
Hey,
deal.
you out of here.
After
You
your
know what I'm
4-year
saying?
contract.
Was Matt Leinart the bust?
I think he was
Matt
already
Leinart?
old, though.
Yeah, Matt Leinart.
Matt
Well, no, I'm just asking.
No, because he.
Okay.
How many NFL teams did Matt Leinart?
Well, the actually, well,
he got.
How many did Matt Leinart?
About 8.
they had him in the top 50 as a bust.
No.
They had-
He's
They
definitely.
had, yeah.
I mean, considering all the hype that he got out of college, I can understand him having top 50.
Right.
Don't get
Because you have that,
Okay.
that certain expectation. So
Before we move along, all these names I just mentioned was on the top 50 bus right here.
of all time.
okay.
Yeah, of all time. These right here. Right.
And who is from the list that I seen? They said Jamarcus Russell was the all-time greatest, biggest bust out of any sport.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But I didn't see that.
Okay, fellas. After seeing this year's NCAA tournament, do you think Emoni Bates can get drafted in the first round? Starting off with you, Cool Breezy.
Don't look at my notes, man.
No,
Think,
don't.
just think
Hey,
outside.
hold on.
Think outside the box one time.
I'm gonna say no, just because of the.
Cool Breeze. Can I just say one thing before
What's
you
that?
get started? Can you read the stats?
Well,
You got it in yours? I mean, I
don't know
wasn't.
stats, but
Monty Bates stats. That's what
stats.
stats. But I'm saying
Go ahead.
I'm saying this. I'm gonna say no, just because of the career path that he has chosen to take, as far as leaving school early, not working out at Memphis, and then he's at his hometown of EMU. So my thoughts, my opinion, I think what he needs to do to get back into the conversation of being a first round draft pick, not a number one overall pick, but a first round draft pick, he needs to actually take EMU, put them on their back, and get them to the big dance as far as the tournament. And if he even win a game in the tournament, that I think that'll put him back into the top 5 category of getting drafted.
Okay. Go down here, young Pete.
So I'm gonna say no. For some of the reasons Cool Breeze is saying in terms of you didn't really work out at Memphis and you was a starter there. So you had a big time program and you wasn't able to manifest into something better.
I don't mean to cut you off, P. I'm going to say this for Mastermind. He's averaging 21 and a half points. He's averaging 5.5 rebounds. Go ahead, young P.
Right. And I looked at them stats too, but I also looked at the team overall was 5-23 for the year.
Absolutely.
So them stats is okay. Those are on mediocre teams. You lost to Oakland University. You lost to some schools that you should have been able to do more with or did more and put the team on your back with the level or caliber of player that we assumed that you were. All the high you was on Sports Illustrated as a sophomore. So you supposed to be able to take a team and take them to new heights, and you ain't even doing that at EMU. So no, I say no, no, and no.
Okay, before I get down there to you, Mastermind, here both of you guys saying no, no, no. So in the NBA, they playing Euro ball, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Now you got this guy that's standing 6'8" on the wing, like you say. He gonna probably be the next Bi, your man Be Easy Ingram,
Right.
or Kevin Durant with that height. So you think the way the NBA is now that they won't be able to use him? I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm
No,
not
no,
saying. I'm not
no,
saying.
I'm not finished. No, no,
Oh,
I know,
okay.
I know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: we're not better use him in that first round because what did y'all see in the NCAA tournament that and at that height and and everything that he is?
I didn't see too much actually in the NCAA because it was so many upsets and players that projected to be a first round draft pick really didn't show up that good
So we'll
in the
take
tournament.
Alabama.
Okay, no,
But with that being said, I'm not saying that he won't get drafted or maybe he will be a good player. Nobody knows. I'm just saying, as far as that question and the career
right.
path that he chose to take at this moment, you know what I'm saying? I think he has to do a little bit better. Now, mind you, I don't know if
Well,
has he decided had he
well,
declared
well,
this year.
well, we don't know. Let's let Mastermind get to his point.
Well, I'm gonna say, be honest. Today's era is no telling. I mean, anything is possible because if you get into the workouts and the combine and look good, you're right back on top. You know what I'm saying? You're first round eligible. That's all they looking at. Do the workouts good, and you know what I'm saying. Everything show up good. Looks like he still have his shooting touch. You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
You
saying?
can shoot on run rim. You can shoot on them all.
So I mean, anything
There
is possible.
was there a better shooter than him that you probably seen in the tournament Mastermind from what you seen that he did at Eastern Michigan, certain games and all like that.
I'm just saying from not in the tournament, but the only thing I could think of is Daniels at U of D or you know what I'm saying,
Right.
somebody like that. But other
Mhm.
than, I mean, a rating right there with any shooter that they talking about that's coming out. I
Okay.
mean, from just what they saying, I haven't seen too much with my own two eyes.
Okay.
Honestly.
Like okay. Prime example. Before we move along, I just want to ask you. Remember Jordan Miller, the one that has the
Brandon Miller,
his name Brandon.
Yeah,
yep,
Yeah, Brandon.
Alabama, right?
Alabama,
Talk
right?
about Alabama.
No, no, no.
Uh-huh.
The guy who had the perfect game. Remember the guy?
Oh, in the tournament.
Yeah, in the
Okay, yeah,
tournament.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not for sure if that's his name or
Yeah,
not, but
I think his
I do
name was
remember a
was
guy having a
Jordan
perfect.
Miller.
Okay,
Remember he had like he was 7 for 7 from the field. I think
Yeah,
yep,
13 for 30 from down
13
line,
from
whatever,
the free
whatever.
throw line. Yeah.
right.
Right. And then I think the next game, because they made it to the I think to the final four and everything. But remember the next game, he couldn't
Couldn't buy a
he
basket.
couldn't buy a basket. He couldn't do much of nothing. I think they played UConn that
Right.
next game. I
Miami.
think.
Talking about old boy from Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So my thing is this: when he had that nice game, everybody was talking about him because he had a perfect game, this and that. Next game, ain't heard from him since, ain't saying nothing about him, no nothing. And my thing is this: I think even though Emoni in Eastern Michigan, I think his game at any school he played at is better than dudes. And I think as a GM or whatever on the outside looking in, you like, oh, I know what Imani what they used to be talking about with a well. If I can get a steal, I'm gonna go for that steal.
Well, so I'm gonna say because he chose, and I'm referring back to the career path that he chose, which is
His
no
choice.
his choice. Nothing wrong with that. Eastern Michigan isn't looked at a as a power school, so
Yeah, Dan Marley's ain't want that.
it's almost like a forgotten thing. Like, yeah, we know what you're doing, but we don't really watch you like that. So
But a
it
lot of
refers back
players
to,
come from the MAC.
I know, but what I'm saying refers to what Mastermind is saying. The combines and what are you doing to make people remember? Oh, we know why you was the Gatorade National Player of the Year as a junior. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? He has to remind people of what he was
What he brings to the table. That's all.
before these last
Okay.
2 years.
So
Okay,
because then you
okay.
have to think about, at least I know as I would as a GM, but what happened at Memphis?
See, now that's the thing that I was
Okay,
just gonna
all that
touch.
might have happened, but hey, if you still
I
put
just
the
was gonna touch on that a
You
little.
don't have to think about
I think the only thing that might hinder some GMs, and it's kind of what you guys are luring to, is your competitive nature. Where's that at? It look like when it get tough, you want to run. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
in the league, if you get a tight game, are you gonna start clamming up and asking to get took out? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. So that's why I think that might deter. But I think if you coming out and you can hit that jump shot, and you can you can spot up and shoot, and you can have a mid range game, we can use you in the NBA.
Okay, let's move
Especially
along.
6'9".
Let's move along. I don't see nobody really in the NCAA that's really too much better than him. I think all of them is the same. So I think he can then go with them guys. So next question. Who is the NBA's all-time best six man? Who's the NBA's all-time best six man? Starting off with you, Young P.
So I ain't gonna lie, I thought about this for a while, and it might sound a little crazy, but you know who I really thought when they use him as that, as a six man? Kevin McHale. I'm going back a little bit, fellas and ladies, America. I'm going back a little bit, but I think Kevin
He went
McHale.
back to his old
Everybody done
ways.
lost their breath up here.
He went back to his
Everybody-
old No, I know you.
This and that, but I feel like Kevin McHale came off the bench at that time. Don't get me wrong, he was
Towards
a
the end,
starter.
it was towards the end of the career, though, right?
No, that was towards the beginning, but I'm gonna need you.
Yeah, I mean, no, however, you win it, you won it. You know what I'm
He
saying?
won it back to back at
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He won it back to back. So that's what I'm definitely going with. Don't get me wrong, Lou Williams. I struggle because I almost put you there, so I ain't gonna lie. But I know who they might go with, but I'm gonna let them say it. Somebody got to be different up here on this panel. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Well, hold on. Let's
Somebody got to be
let,
different.
let's get down here to mastermind, and we're gonna keep it simple. Say your little couple.
What, what you say down there, boss?
I'm saying stop reading my book, man. That's what I'm saying. Cut
They-
that out.
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
You gotta
Nobody
stop
read
doing
book,
it.
They
man.
do this every week. I know how
Nobody
to do.
read your
Only
book.
thing he forgot to add though is some great ones. But see, I said this.
No, I got some great ones on there. I just didn't know to say it.
No, mention who y'all mentioned. Then we're gonna get back to the extras. Yeah.
I said the only thing that I said that he didn't add that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
But the thing that he didn't mention also is that where I changed up at is because I knew a lot of people would say that Kevin McHale really wouldn't be considered as a six man.
Because he started so many years.
Yeah. And that's when you went with my next answer, Lou Will. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
So
Yeah. I know you
go ahead, Cool Breeze.
Got you.
If
brother.
nobody else got me, you definitely got me.
I'm
I
a
keep
literally.
telling y'all America.
I'm a homer. The microwave, baby. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Anytime the Pistons was out of sync, out of funk, they brought in the microwave and he got them back together. You know what I'm saying? He warmed them up real quick, give them a couple buckets, get everybody back on track. So, he
And
did
you
his
based it just off that.
Cool
So,
Breeze is always the
My,
safe
my
answer.
my thing is this.
Safe answer.
I got you down there with the microwave. Okay. I got you down there with Mikhail.
Okay.
Right. Right. I got my man over here with Lou Williams and Mikhail because he said you snatched him up. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nah. They say Jamal Crawford, I think, was in the same little thing with
Yeah.
three apiece, whatever. All of them was cool. All of them was cool. But this guy here, I think this guy's the best out of all of them. I think he was the first Kemba Walker. And I'm about to go with Ben Gordon.
Hmm.
And the reason why I'm going to go with Ben Gordon, folks, is because when he won the six-man award, he won it as a rookie. You ain't going to get that too many times. You got to get in the league and warm up a little bit, show you got a little heart, not scared. He was doing that when he stepped in the league, coming off the bench. A lot of guys can't do that. So I'm going to go with Ben Gordon as my best six man for that simple fact. He won it as a rookie. Everybody else won it, and it was good. And all those are excellent players. But I need somebody else to do it as a rookie because if not, he'll have a record that's standing alone forever.
Let me throw one at y'all.
Go ahead,
just
throw some. Throw your little softball.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a little softball with a little curve on it. What about James Harden when he was in OKC as the sixth man?
I'm not a
All
fan.
time.
No.
Not of all time.
No.
I got one
Okay.
for you, boys.
Go ahead.
What about that left shrimp?
He was a shooter.
That was cool.
Yeah, he was scoring.
Just wanted to make sure. What about Paul Pierce? I mean,
Who?
am I saying his name right? Paul Pratt. Not is it Preston?
Paul Pressey.
Paul
No,
Pressey,
Ricky
'cause
Pierce.
Ricky Pierce.
Ricky
Yeah,
Pierce.
from Milwaukee too.
Yes.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
was cool.
The backcourt was Sidney Moncrief and who? Paul Pressey. Right?
Yeah, Pressey was back there, but no, Pressey was coming off the bench.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Jason Terry?
Nah.
Jet was good.
Jet was
That
cool.
was good, but
No.
not an all-time.
But like I said, I need to see somebody come and win it as a rookie again. We all had good ones though. Can't lie, fellas. We all had good ones.
Yeah.
But I need somebody to come do that rookie thing again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Ben Gordon, hey, first Kemba Walker, baby. Another, hey,
Kemba
UConn
was
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you kind of be churning them out a little.
Oh man, yeah. UConn keeps some shooters over there. Them boys keep some shooters with some military heat over there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's move along to the next question. Y'all got something else to say? Anybody?
No,
No, sir.
No, we good.
This is a tough one here. I think this is something these guys about to fight over up here, folks. I think I got these guys some skin and everything finna get the boiling. Some skin finna get the boiling off this question. I guarantee. Watch this. What's wrong with the Big Ten sports? Football, basketball. Starting off with Mastermind.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Big Ten sports? Mastermind.
First of all, what's wrong with Big Ten sports? It's called the Big Doodoo. See?
Here we go with the foolishness. All
Iowa is the
Terrible.
ball, Ohio State is the bowl, and flush the rest of that down the toilet. Only thing y'all missing is Scott's tissue. That's it. Give you free promo too, Scott's tissue. Shout out to y'all one time. You understand what I'm talking about? But to be honest with y'all, all jokes aside, NIL and bowl recruiting, buddy. That's what's killing y'all. I got to start hitting y'all hips over there in the Big Ten. You got to get them boys to start spending. They talking about Michigan is one of the biggest programs with this with the boosters and all of that. Hit your pocketbook. You hear me? I'm going to say it one more time. Hit the pocketbook.
We are hitting our pocketbooks at Michigan. You see the number one recruit coming there.
That don't mean nothing.
How it don't mean nothing?
Michigan don't believe in.
How does that not mean nothing if the number one quarterback is coming to Michigan?
Hold on.
I'll tell you what's wrong with the Big Ten.
You finished Mastermind so I can throw it down at the young P.
Yes, I'm about to flush it down the toilet now to you, P. Go ahead.
Down the drain to you, young P.
And that's why the drain didn't flush. It's still simmering right there at the top. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you like this. Ain't nothing wrong with the Big Ten. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look up every year in the top 25, Big Ten is gonna have at least 7 or 8 on both sides of the board, basketball and football.
And when it's all said and done, how many championships?
Hey,
that's what I'm talking about. The next Doodle Bowl contestant,
and
please.
we look at y'all always got to remember this: the SEC don't make them play each other every year, so Georgia and Alabama might not even see each other. There's always some foolishness with that. And now he getting happy over Vanderbilt. Stop it.
Excuse me, if I'm not mistaken.
Vanderbilt,
If I'm not mistaken,
see is going to be right back down to the bottom. Like they going to go back to Doodle
trash.
All that
quarterback. They go back down to Doodle.
All that sounds good, but I got one question.
Hold on.
Isn't there such thing as not to cut you off, Ice, but isn't it a such thing as called this year we don't play Ohio State? We only have to play them if we get to the such and such. Is that correct?
No,
does that happen?
Ohio State every year.
Get out of here.
No.
Recently. That's just as of recently.
They play Ohio State after Thanksgiving, buddy. Stop.
Here we go. Don't start that.
Go ahead, Cool Breeze. Let's move to Cool Breeze.
See, that's that soft.
Couple things wrong. I think the Big Ten, the top 2 branded teams need to spend. Well, I ain't gonna say Ohio State. I'm gonna say Michigan need to spend a little bit more money. Michigan believe that they don't need to spend money because they are a national brand and you should just want to come play for them, which is false.
Just say I want to say what Mastermind said, and I agree.
Also, as far as football, they need to make the teams, I guess, even it out, balance it out. They got all the powerhouse teams killing each other in one division, so that always knocks out all the teams in the Big Ten. So that's why you always look at the SEC having one or two multiple teams
Well, they can
because
expand it next
because
year.
the power
They ain't gonna
power
have
team
4 teams in
is
the championship.
you know
I think with the Big Ten problem, especially Michigan, is they need to adjust. And when they adjust, it'd be too late. Prime example to me, when they went and got who was the coach right before Howard?
Brett Breslin or something like that. What's
Beeline.
Beeline.
Beeline?
Beeline.
Yeah, answering your school.
Cause
They
you
had to
Michigan.
look,
'Cause
they
you love
had
Michigan.
they had to go out and get Beeline, a coach like that, to change the system up in Ann Arbor and to catch them up to the way that the league was being played, like how we saying as far as Euro ball. And Beeline had brought that up. And like you say, by the time Michigan got to it, it's too late. And when you do that, you losing your recruitment because they going to where they already advanced at. And same thing as far as football with the ACC, the Pac-12, and all of that. When they was running 3, 4, 5 receiver sets, Big Ten was still running the power I, and you know what I mean, and and all of that. So by the time they got to catching up, running the 3, 4, 5 receivers and all this and that, and the quarterback running and all this bootlegging and like you say, the recruitment going down to the SEC,
Where they
Pac-12,
winning that.
you know what I'm saying, and all of that. So when that's happening, that's what you get. And then when it come down to the Big Ten, like how we saying, then when you come get a hard bars and other people who know a little bit or trying to catch up to the system, it's too late. When you had the Rodriguez and all them who brought y'all set your program back, y'all let us get set back for a while. So like you say, it took them too long to catch up with everybody else. That's just you know what I'm saying, my opinion on that. So
Do better recruiting,
you
man.
know,
Is Caleb Love not coming to Michigan next year?
so
That's because he was
I
tired of
mean,
North Carolina.
All I want to say is Caleb Love
but
coming
my
to
thing
Michigan?
is this:
Yes.
that
Okay.
might be because of the transfer thing and all of that. But I'm talking about off
Be in
the
the
rip.
portal.
No, yeah, but I'm saying off your own recruiting and all of that from the jump.
When the last time we won a ring?
They not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like
When the last time we won a ring?
as all these receivers and all
keep
like
top.
that, they just
I
not,
said Big
they
Ten. When the
just not
last time we
catching up.
put that ding on our finger? Big Ten. Anybody? Going once, going twice. No sale.
Yeah.
Next year. 2024.
Oh, that's when we're gonna win.
Anything else I got to say about what's wrong with the Big Ten?
No, sir.
Ain't nothing wrong with the Big Ten. We're going
Need
to
to come
open
on.
it in the pocketbooks
Still-
right
still a
now.
powerhouse.
In SEC, y'all got what, 2 teams?
Let me tell you something. That's
They-
it.
they- They got two teams. They got two teams. Like
Boys want to really know
They
what's
got
wrong
two
with the
teams,
Big
we got
Ten.
two teams.
It's y'all scheduling. Y'all scared of them down south powerhouses. Y'all
Why they
get
don't
them
come up
free
north?
games. Listen to what I'm saying. See, that's what nobody up here ain't say that. When it's time for them them off-season games and beginning games, y'all don't put no Alabama on the schedule. Y'all don't put no Georgia on the schedule. Y'all don't
like Alabama don't be putting bugs on
y'all
that
don't even
Do you let
y'all-
Pete Rose? Do you let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? Starting off with you, Cool Breezy. Do you let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame?
I think they should.
Not.
I think they should. I think they should because gambling is legal all across America that I know of. And if I'm wrong, then let me know. But gambling is legal now. That's the one reason why he's not in the Hall of Fame because they say he gambled on baseball. But gambling is legal now, so you can't tell me that everyone is not gambling. They just haven't got caught. Not only that, you got the steroids and all that stuff, and then just I said it. My thoughts, my opinion. What's wrong with baseball is you just got a bunch of old white men who's still trying to control it and keep it to how it was in the 1900s. But slowly but surely they're trying to maneuver stuff. They got a time clock now and all that stuff. So they're trying to get with the times. But let's wait to see. But honestly, I think they should let them go ahead and elect him to the Hall of Fame because
Mastermind, what you got to say?
Yeah, you might as well go and let Pete in, man. Like like Noob said, it's legal gambling pretty much all over the United States. And then he just holds too many records not to even be in there. You know what I'm saying? It's unheard of. Man.
Before I move it down to you, Young P, and if I'm not mistaken, the commissioner If I can remember him saying, or it being said, I'm sorry, or if it been said that if Pete Rose was to admit his wrongdoing and gambling, whatever, that they would let him in. Now I thought that was the talks, whatever. I could be wrong, but I thought them was the talks, and that's what made him come out and say, what he did, and they still said no. But so I'm gonna let you go ahead with that, young P.
So I definitely feel like he should be in the Hall of Fame. I know he just got inducted last year into the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, as a team, but not, nationally or whatever. Like I'm like Mastermind. He holds entirely too many records and he was too good of a baseball player not to let him in. Now, the commissioner, I'm glad you brought that up. I was looking up some stuff and he's trying to be slick about it right now.
Okay.
Commissioner Manfred in terms
Right.
of what he's doing now is he's trying to shift it on the Hall of Fame. The only reason he's saying, I guess there used to be a rule. I mean, I guess it's a rule in the books now that if you are not um if you've been banned or suspended from the Major League Baseball, you can't get in. But before, you could still get in the Hall of Fame, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to put the onus on the Hall of Fame commission to say, get rid of that rule and then let him in. We can still keep him banned from baseball for life, but we can still let him in if you take away that one rule. And that's the only rule that's holding him up from getting into the Hall of Fame right now. It's because technically they have that rule on the book saying if you are quote unquote suspended from baseball, you cannot get in the Hall of Fame.
So the Hall of Fame got that rule, or Major
The
League
Hall of
Baseball?
Fame, the Hall of Fame,
The Hall
has
of
that
Fame,
rule.
and so that's why I refer to there's a bunch of old white men that's
Controlling the Hall.
controlling the Hall of Fame. But at the same time, I think once you let him in, it opens the floodgates to Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, and all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because you let him in, then
You don't see them
But
different.
them two different. Yeah,
they
I
different,
fuck with
right?
that.
different.
Oh.
But I mean, that's a whole nother conversation because you
Right.
can't because they took ball coming at you 105 in the ball. You still got to have
Very,
hand-eye coordination. I don't care.
No, that you do.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, before we move along, and I know y'all say he got records and everything. So let me break down some of the things Pete Rose got on you guys out there and why this man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And Commissioner, with your line ass, put him in there. First of all, he was a switch hitter. He played first and third base and outfield. Career average 303, batting average, over 1,300 RBIs. What's that? Winning percentage as a manager, 17 All-Star games, 3 World Series, National League MVP, World Series MVP, National Rookie of the Year, 2-time Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. What's that? Roberto Clemente. These are all these awards. Roberto Clemente Award. What's that? 3-time National League batting champion. Cincinnati Reds retired him. Cincinnati Hall of Fame. Major League Baseball All Century Team. I'm sorry. Major League Baseball All Century Team. 4,256 career hits. 3,215 career singles. 3,562 career games played. 14,053 career at bats. 1,890 career plate appearances. He got to get it.
right. He got to get in. Quick question to y'all.
I'm out of breath. I'm sweating away at all that shit. Oh, y'all, he got to get in there.
Hey, quick question to the panel though. Do y'all think they gonna do it when he die? They just don't want him to
That's
see
when
it.
they gonna do it.
They just don't want him.
Now that you said that's probably when. Now that you mentioned that, that's probably when they do it.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Let that man
make him pay like that.
right, but let that man experience it while he alive. But
Oh, you're right.
Major League, put that man in there. Charlie Hustle deserve that. We all love Charlie Hustle.
deserve.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
paved the way for a lot
Yeah.
of players.
And like I said, a switch hitter, played all those positions. Oh, come on. And all those awards, accolades, come on. Y'all got something else to say about y'all man Charlie Hustle?
No, sir. Put him in there, baby.
Put him in there.
Put him in there.
Y'all be-
Well overdue.
I know y'all be down there betting like Charlie Hustle now, don't y'all?
Yes, sir.
Anybody get their win on yet?
No.
Anything lately? Anything this year?
No, but it's a couple games today. I wish I'd have bet it on.
Okay. Next question. Who you think getting upset first in the NBA first round? NBA playoffs first round. Who do you see getting upset first in the NBA's first round playoffs? Starting off with you, Young Pete.
So I went back and forth,
Yes, sir.
and I'm gonna hit him with a "yeah, I said it" moment. It's gonna hurt people's feelings. Memphis, you're going home first. What you mean, this guy? I can't read that chicken scratch.
Yeah.
Memphis,
Hey,
you're going home
I like
first.
getting these guys. Hey, these boys.
It's over with for you, buddy. And I'm sorry to say it. You looked good and all of that. But I was going back and forth between you and Boston because I almost might have said Boston, but no, I'm going with Memphis.
Glad you just decided to stick with his note and not mine.
Right.
I was with Boston because I'm going,
Okay.
but I'm both
No,
looking
no,
at the two
stick
seed.
with you at. Who you with?
Memphis, they out of here.
Okay, man. Who you got down here?
Yeah, I said it.
Who you got down here, Mastermind? Before I hop over here to a mad cool breeze.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, but wait. Hey, did you notice that they both have my answer? I said Boston and Memphis, but I'm sticking with Memphis.
Yeah,
They
'cause-
read my notes too
see,
often.
my thing is this, but man, y'all forgot. He supposed to just said Memphis, but you know he
But I
always
peed
got
two
to
times.
he always got to give us two.
'cause I see
And
how
that's
I
right.
go.
That's P True time. You're
Y'all
right.
see how I go, how he come up with his two answers. He read mine first and then go look at news.
I
Okay,
don't want
got
new
you.
man.
I got you. No, I got
I
you.
don't
I
want new
figured that
man or mastermind.
out. No, don't believe that. I think you know what I think it's gonna be? I think it's gonna be whoever played Miami in that first round. If Miami
That might be Boston.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what
That
I'm
might be
thinking.
Boston. So you're
That's-
saying Miami will upset Boston if they
I
meet.
think
That's
what
what you got.
I think I'm kind of leaning towards.
That's a great one,
It's
Mastermind,
either
because they
Miami-
always bang.
It's either whoever Miami play or, and I ain't even the biggest fan in the world, or it's who the Lakers play.
All right. Let's go to Cool Breezy, who heated.
I'm changing minds up.
Go ahead.
It's the biggest upset in the first round, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, upset here, yeah.
Brooklyn Nets over Philly.
Okay.
I ain't even got no. I ain't even got nothing else to say. Brooklyn
I don't
Nets
see
over
that.
Philly.
Okay.
That would be a major upset.
It
But I don't
would
see
be, but
that
I
one.
don't see it.
Okay. So before we move along, I just want to ask some questions. And don't know what. No one see Knicks beating Cavs.
Is Julius Randle 100?
I don't think he 100, and no, I don't
No.
see it.
Okay. Now just ask, just
I
going
don't
come
see
down.
it, but I wouldn't call 4-5 matchup biggest because that usually, that's sort of like even.
Okay, just asking. Now, what about sometimes they be tanking so they can get certain matchups.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Warriors and who they playing? Sacramento. Would that be an upset?
If
On
Golden
paper,
State,
yes.
yeah, on paper, I think Golden State
But
can do it,
not
Yeah.
technically.
especially
you
if they
know,
scoring 55 points.
not the eye contest. It ain't no upset. The eye contest with a full Golden State. You
Yeah.
almost would think
Okay.
Golden State coming out the West.
And here go the last one.
Yeah, if they help.
Since y'all said Miami beating the Celtics, then y'all said Lakers beating Memphis. What about Clippers beating Suns? Would that be an upset?
I think it
call-
would be an upset.
I don't think.
I don't think so because once again, that's a 4-5 matchup, and that can go either
And
way.
then I say this:
But
you ain't
Clippers just fell out of nowhere. At first, everybody was saying, I mean, not the Clippers. Remember, everybody was saying Phoenix was automatically winning at first, at the beginning of the year, and then once they really got Durant, they really was like, oh,
Right.
so now it wouldn't be an upset. I'm just asking.
not to me. To me, this is my personal opinion. I say
think
this
so.
because of this.
I'm
We ain't even gave a trade time to even kick in, and no chemistry, no nothing. We didn't address the fact that Phoenix still missing key pieces on the bench that they don't
They
have.
undefeated without Durant.
Yeah, we really ain't faced no real competition, I don't believe. You know what I'm saying? Not no tough big man or none of that. Who gonna get what's the name in foul trouble? Aiton in foul trouble.
Mhm.
Because if Aiton get in foul trouble, to me, we don't have no answer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't think the scoring can be made up with CP3, Booker, and
I'm
KD?
talking about the other end. See, when I speak
Defense.
basketball America, I predominantly like to speak on defensive
Okay.
ends because in the NBA, everybody can score.
I got you.
So sooner or later, somebody got to make a stop.
Somebody got to stop something.
You see what I'm saying? And it don't look like to me they don't have nothing to stop a big man.
I got you.
If Aiton go down or anything happens, that's just my opinion.
Okay, moving along. Baltimore has signed Odell Beckham Jr. Does that mean that they're about to do some type of contract with Lamar Jackson? They have signed Odell Beckham Jr., Baltimore. So does that mean that they're going to do some type of business, contracts, whatever? They're about to do anything with Lamar Jackson, Cool Breeze.
I want to say yeah. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to do anything as far as keeping him. I'm going to go on a real limb and say they're going to do a sign and trade with another team.
They're gonna hold on. Sign and trade who? Odell
No,
or
Lamar.
Lamar? Okay,
Lamar.
okay, just okay.
Lamar. I'm saying
Okay.
I'm saying like we don't know what's going on. You hear so many rumors leading up to the draft. They trying to move up to get one of these top 5 quarterbacks that's projected. So if that is the case and they're sticking to that plan, yeah, I can see a sign and trade. Like, okay, Lamar, just throwing the team out. Washington Commanders, they want you, so we're gonna sign a trade for whatever they asking for.
All right. Before I move on to Mastermind, just like Cool Breeze, you might be right. I don't know. You've been right on this show a couple times.
All the time,
See
all
what
the
you got.
time.
You've been right a couple times. I'm gonna see. I'm
Keep
gonna
paying
keep your ear out
attention.
on
Keep
that. Yeah, I'm
paying
gonna keep your
attention,
ear out on that.
America. I'm
What,
always right.
That's where you
what
just
you got,
messed up at.
Mastermind? What you got, Mastermind?
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think all they did was try to say, "Look, Lamar, we got you a number one now. We got you a Jamar Chase. We got you. You know what I'm saying? Tariq Hill. We got you a go-to receiver now. Does that make you a little happier? What else we got to do? Anything but give him what he really wants, the long-term money. So I think what they're gonna try to do next is, look, we got you a go-to receiver. Just let us see what you look like now. We got a new offensive coordinator like you wanted. We got a new go-to receiver for
Mm-hmm.
you. Bateman's supposed to be healthy. Let's see what you got. We're gonna draft what you think we need. You want another receiver? We'll get you one of them too. And then from there, play this season out. And if he don't get to the Super Bowl or something, they're gonna be like, we're gonna franchise you one more time, Lamar. And then I think all they're gonna try to do is use up the 2 franchise tags. And if he don't get what he want, or if they don't get a Super Bowl before then, they're not gonna long term with no deal.
What you got to say down there, Young P?
I don't. That was a good idea what Cool Breeze said, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think kind of more along the lines of Mastermind. We got you a receiver. I wouldn't have paid him that much, but we got you a receiver that finally can get you 1,000 yards in the season. We probably gonna go out and get another wide receiver through the draft or through free agency, and let's see what we can do this year. So we just gonna have you play under the franchise tag this year. But I don't even think they're gonna go to franchise tag. I think they're gonna see what this experiment do this year, and then next year is when they're gonna be like, all right, let's get rid of him or do what we gonna do. I think next year is gonna be like we tried to make you happy for 1 year. We washing our hands at the end of this year. I don't think they're gonna do 2 franchise tags. I think next year, if it don't really work out, then I think he out of here.
Not to cut
Go ahead,
nobody
go ahead, go
off,
ahead.
but
Go ahead.
if they don't sign him to anything this year, they breaking the bank on all
Yeah, I
quarterbacks.
know.
You
That's
talking
what I
about
said.
Joe Burrow?
You gotta
Like,
watch this.
got it. They
You gotta
got to
watch
pay him
this.
something, so they better pay him this year
I
instead of
mean, I
paying
hear
him
what you're
next
You
year.
saying,
gotta watch this, America. This is what they doing.
but I'm saying they gonna mess around and get rid of him next year
This
if it
is
don't work out this
this
year.
is what Baltimore doing. You see what they doing. They getting the offense together. They keeping that defense together. You see what they did with Roquan, and they're gonna keep getting that defense. They're gonna keep that together. They about to give him the whole plate. Hook up the defense, hook up the offense. But guess what? They ain't gonna give Lamar. They ain't gonna give him the fork.
They ain't gonna get
Huh?
him.
You ain't finna eat. We finna give you the offense and the defense, and it's gonna be like Cool Breeze he said. You finna play this out. And if you don't sign, we building this team just enough for whoever we bring in. We still gonna go to these playoffs, or then they can win this Super Bowl, and then we still gonna get rid of dude or somehow. You know what I'm saying? Or I still believe it's still whatever happens. I still think it's gonna wait all the way until the draft. I think it's gonna play that far out. But other than that, like I say, they 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 building the whole Thanksgiving plate, everything, putting it right there on the table. But they just not giving. No, they ain't giving him the fork. He gonna be like, we giving everything now. Let's ball. You got your contract, go sign. If not, this backup guy, whoever we bringing in, we got a good enough team to win. And I believe that's what they gonna do. I believe what the owner's gonna do. They might give in, but I don't think.
I think they're gonna
But
have to eventually give in. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because it's either you're not gonna pay him, you're gonna have to pay somebody. That's how it's gonna all boils down to that sooner or
I
later.
mean, yeah, like I mean,
You might get another
but you
Trent
might want
Dilfer
to,
type guy. You might get somebody who can just
you might want
manage
them
the
draft
whole-
picks.
I'm saying you
Yeah.
you might say the draft picks, but
Mhm.
eventually, say for instance, okay, yeah, I get switch spots with such Carolina or CJ, get CJ Stroud or one of these guys, right?
Mhm.
Whoever I bring in. As soon as his rookie deal up, what you think his contract gonna be worth now?
Right.
It's gonna be crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
now your boy JB and all them setting higher
Yeah,
standards.
that's
So
what
if you
I'm saying.
keep,
Like the
if you
standard.
keep messing around, it's gonna be where you're gonna price yourself out of the ballpark anyway.
Right.
So
Right.
you're gonna have a breaking point somewhere where you just say, "Look, I'm going with this."
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
this
saying?
what it's
So,
gonna be.
yeah,
I got you. I got
that's
you.
just why I say I think somewhere they're gonna end up.
I don't think they're gonna ever make him the highest paid though.
I mean, if he do, it's gonna be for an hour,
Mhm.
2 hours. It ain't gonna be for that long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's too many coming.
Man, next year they
There's too many coming.
I don't like I said. I
I'm
don't
talking
think
about this season. They talking about already doing Joe Burrows, and they talking about doing your
Cause-
boy out there.
but they doing it against like
San Diego.
in San Diego. They talking about doing theirs already. Justin Herbert.
Oh,
so
so
they're trying to come back for next year because they know
No,
it's
but
gonna
what
be
I'm
up so
saying-
much. They're trying to get it out the way.
No, but I'm just saying this: if your agent is Joe Burrow,
Right.
you know what you're saying.
right.
Well, we're just holding up
Okay.
next year.
Next question. If these programs met at their dominance in today's college program system, who will win the national championship? Miami Hurricanes, USC, Alabama, Florida, or Georgia? At any time that they were at their dominance, who will win in today's program?
Say those
Play,
teams again, please.
I said Miami,
What you about to say?
USC, Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. Starting off with you, Young P.
Man, America, we had this discussion behind the scenes. We was doing our meeting for the show, and I specifically asked this man to let me go last. But do he do that? He say no. You go up first.
Let's go, Mastermind.
We're gonna make this real quick and simple. We're gonna go with the Big Ten. I mean, oops, ain't nobody from there.
Here we go with the joke.
That's us.
Here we go.
Here we
Okay,
go
my
with the
bad,
joke.
my bad. Okay, now look, I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I am an SEC fan, but in this category right here, I'm going with the University of Miami. I just think they got too many athletes all the way across the board for any of these teams
Yes, they do.
that's on there. Because when I looked at this, I just thought about the greatest teams of all time for those universities going against each other. And it looks like that Miami defense is too much for pretty much anybody offense that's on this list.
Well, I gave Young P enough time just to say that, but he couldn't come up with that. Like I thought.
Well, I was,
He couldn't read my paper this time. That's all.
what it
Yeah, I
no,
wrote
that's
it a
not
little
what it
different.
was.
Wrote it a little different.
Go ahead,
About
Bree.
to
I
break
have
down.
the name on the paper.
Probably both of you guys.
I have the name
you
on the
guys
paper.
probably got Miami
Go ahead.
because of
No, I
that
got two teams on my paper.
We started this.
because of the whole
Two.
5-year run that they had with athletes.
Who you
But realistically, if you sit back and understand what happened, and I'm going with current, not too far past tense like these guys doing. I'm going with Pete Carroll and the USC Trojans. That 9-year run, that Pete Carroll had, they had what 18 All-Americans, almost like 5 or 6 first round draft pick, if not more. I don't have the stats like that on that part. And honestly, you know what? While y'all sleeping,
Never
I think Nick Saban, when he left LSU, because when he was at LSU, USC was running through everybody doing Pete Carroll 9-year run. Nick Saban left LSU and took his blueprint and went to Alabama.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's what you think?
Yeah, I said it.
What about
Nick
when
Everybody
Saban
know.
took Pete
I'm-
Carroll blueprint.
he never went to the
I'm
Big Ten?
available to you.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't USC beat LSU in the national championship? But I
And who was the coach? Nick Saban. I'm just saying.
I'm just
He
saying.
took the blueprint.
I'm just
You know
saying.
what I'm saying?
Well, I already knew off rip.
Because
Florida and Georgia was
let's
making
do
my
a little bit of history. USC also set the trend in the SEC. SEC took the blueprint because you know what happened?
What happened?
Bama went to USC or played them in the Cotton Bowl, and my man Charles Wright ran all over Bama. You know why?
Del White.
Oh, no, this was back in the day
You
when
going way back.
segregation was about.
You going way back.
When blacks couldn't play in the SEC.
Here we
What happened? Bear Bryant was like, "Oh, we need some blacks. We need some blacks on our team."
Yeah, Bear did say that.
He did say that.
and what happened after you went and got the brothers? Keep telling the story.
It's the blueprint. U.S.
Like, you stopping the story.
All right, let's focus on. It don't make a difference. Miami is the difference. Miami is the difference. The U is the difference.
Who did he say?
It's
Oh.
time.
Oh, I was gonna go with Miami, but I was struggling because I started to say,
USC is
but it was hard.
No,
But it was,
USC,
yeah,
I'm done with
USC.
it. That's why we said that
But,
they
but I
jumping.
ain't gonna lie though, Florida and Georgia ain't making the list. They
was
it's between the
list. They don't even got history.
Is it time for Tiger Woods to retire, or can he win one more major? Starting off with you, Mastermind.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. I think Tiger Woods is pulling a LeBron James, y'all. He trying to wait till Charlie get big enough so he can play with his son. That's what I think he do. I think that's all he doing. He just sticking around to that so he can blow Charlie up. That's it. But make sure that PGA still stay around because Liv is coming, y'all. I think Liv is coming.
Yeah. What you got, Cool Breeze?
You know, watching him playing the Masters and him limping around with that surgically repaired leg, I just think because Tiger is Tiger, he needs to play in like a couple off-brand tournaments. So what I mean by that, something that's not that's not nationally televised, and not part of the PGA, because the commentators was like, "Oh, Tiger's barely making the cut," but part of the reason is he ain't played in 6 months. So you gotta get a like golf and with any sport, you gotta get a rhythm, a timing. You gotta get yourself in shape. So Tiger just can't be waking up in the morning like, "Yeah, I'm still the man." No, Tiger, you're 49, buddy. You can't just wake up and roll over and go kick ass. But you got to stretch, poop.
Right.
You gotta get yourself together. So I think Tiger, if you're listening, playing one of these off-brand tournaments, get yourself together for the next one. I think the next one is the U.S. Open.
Right.
You know, playing a couple off-brand tournaments, get your swing together, get everything back in rhythm, and then go out there and kick some ass.
What you got to say, Young Pete?
I think it's time for you to retire. But I think, it's over. You had your run. I love you, Tiger, but I think it's time for you to retire. I think your pride is what's making you just keep playing. You know what I'm saying? And you made a good point. I think with Liv coming, I think the PGA is kind of putting some pressure on him to stay around a little bit because you're a big name and we need some
have face.
We gotta have some face of it. So, but yeah, it's over. Go on, retire, my guy.
Yeah, I think you should retire, Tiger. And when you first had that accident and then that incident, I think you should have just retired for about 6 years, got fully recovered, then you'd be able to play by now. Cause all that walking up and down, the hills, and then having to go swing, and all that's, that's also, pushing that pressure or whatever wrong with your back too. You know what I'm saying? That's adding on to it too. So, yeah, so I think you should go ahead and retire because you didn't give yourself enough time to fully recover. And like you said, no, they paying you and people showing up to see you and all like that. But hey, in a minute they gonna be asking this: what is Tiger Woods' legacy if he keep messing around or something? You know what I'm saying? So just go on and sit your ass down, baby.
Right.
So that's my point on it. And next question: did Steven Silas get a raw deal in Houston? Starting off with you, Young P. Did Silas get a raw deal in Houston?
Yes, he did. And I think part of it was I think he also kind of got defeated when he got there, thinking he was gonna have certain players there, and then when the players was gone, like I think he might have thought he was gonna have Harden there, a couple other players. I thought he was gonna have them. So when they didn't come or they jumped ship, I think he even got defeated and never came fully and ready to coach. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm like, man, I thought I was inheriting some better players and never got that. Don't get me wrong, Jalen Green is doing this thing. But you really ain't got nobody else there to me that's helping you out. And then I think he lost the locker room too. So I think he got a raw deal, and I don't think GM and them really putting nobody around him to coach. You know what I'm saying?
Cool, Breezy.
I'm like P 2 times. I got two. I'm gonna say yes and no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes because the Rockets was just there was a they he got the raw deal. I think got the wrong end of the stick because the Rockets was a bad team when he got there. Like Pete said, he probably thought Harden was going to stay. He probably thought Westbrook was going to stay. Hell, when they traded for what's the kid from Washington?
Wall.
Wall. Wall didn't even play a game with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think yes, he got the wrong end of the deal at
Why
that
they
time.
want to come off that bench?
But then at the same time, I'm gonna say no because at and if you ever watch any of the NBA, coaches get 3 years minimum to see if they can get a team to transcend in the right direction. And if not, they get rid of you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So I think he lost the locker room and two, just looking up, NBA is hard. My beliefs, my opinion, I think if you never played in the NBA, so you don't know how to go to war with your players, it's nothing that I could tell you if you played in the NBA. It's nothing because I never played. I never been out on the court. I can't experience that. So I honestly believe he lost the team too. So that's where my yes and no come.
Go ahead, Mastermind.
It's hard.
He got a raw deal. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of what y'all was saying all along about the players, you know what I'm saying? He never knew who he was going to really coach. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who I'm coaching. And then when I get the young core in, I try to do something, but it looked like y'all don't really want me to do something. So y'all, it's kind of tanking. Look like he might be the same example your man was talking about they was doing him in Miami.
Football, right, Brian Flores.
Brian Flores, but I don't know. But I just say this, just to comment on what you just said, New, about the coaching and not playing. I don't think that really matters too much. I think that if you can draw up a good game plan and you can get into a player's heart and get into his mind, I don't care if you've been in the war or not. If you believe in what I'm saying, you're going to believe that work. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was about to say. Once again, it got to do with that coaching and all that too. I don't think they gave him a raw deal. I think he a good coach. But my thing is this: sometimes when you got all that young talent and everything, the people upstairs got to start making trades and all the other stuff and bring you some veterans around because you got some good scorers out there with Martin Jr., with Jalen Green, with the Porter and then
Kevin Porter,
and
Kevin
all the
Porter.
other guys. You got some scorers out there, but now the GM and all y'all upstairs, y'all got to make something happen, some moves, some trades. You out there in the West, y'all out there with some shooters. Y'all out there with some shooters. So you got to get them some. You got to get them some veterans. You see what Sacramento just did when they went and got Brown, and you see how Fox and them looking now. So you can't say it can't happen. So you know, I'm gonna say that's on the coach and upstairs. I'm gonna put it on both of them. You know what I'm saying?
It just
Yeah.
I think
So
they was in the tanking mode after they lost James Harden, Westbrook. They just was automatically.
I'm saying so right there. I'm like, hey, it's in the game, it's in the bench. They gave you a chance. Now they about to get rid of you, like you say. You should have been coaching your style, letting them boys win, because you got some good players. But now they probably, you about to get out of here. So that's part of the job, So hey, don't do the Brian Flores and get the talent and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, two more questions before we get out of here. So next question. Who's the GOAT of owners? Who's the GOAT of owners? Start off with you, Mastermind.
Man, now this was a tough one too. Now I ain't gonna lie. This was. I sat back, debated, almost wanted to come in here like it's a tie. You know what I'm saying? That's how tight it.
Can't be no tie, babe, but I know who we gonna say. Watch this.
And I'm gonna shock everybody with who I say.
Bless you back there.
I'm going with the doctor. I'm going with Dr. Jerry Buss.
Lord have mercy. This man read my paper
See what
already.
I'm saying? I know you read mine, P. I know.
Oh, baby.
But see, now look, the reason why I say that is because I felt like he had a good bond with his team, and his team actually was him. He was actually, of the team for real, literally. You know what I'm saying? His team represented how he
Yeah, I
felt,
seen the movie.
how he did business, everything. It was his team was that type of that type of team. So
Right.
I wanted George Steinbrenner. I was thinking him hard and long. I even thought about Mickey Ayers down there in Miami because where he was spending money and brought everybody down there.
Go ahead, Cool Breeze.
I agree with Mastermind. I thought about it. I'm like, you got the new age owners like Mark Cuban. What's the owner for the Clippers now? So they're more fluent because of social media
Steve Ballmer.
and all of that. So Steve Ballmer, those type of owners are more fluent and recognizable because of social media. But they really haven't did anything. So, and good point. I forgot all about Jerry Buss, the late great Jerry Buss. But
Yeah, I
I
can't
went,
never forget about my
but,
man.
but I went with the late great George Steinbrenner because just growing up, even before social media and all that, he stayed, he kept winners, and he stayed in the media. You knew who he was. Like, you don't know who half these owners is. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know who half the owners are. You know.
See America. That's why I like to go last. And, I like to hear my panel, my co-host, and my boys going to say. See, they like to give you 2, 3. I'm only one guy. Jerry Buss. He the best hands down. Ain't nothing to it. He know.
I
They
got
know.
one question.
They know how I roll with him, Hugh Hefner, and Magic Johnson.
Let me ask
And
you
now
one
it's
question.
me. What's that?
What about now? Look, what about if your man wouldn't have fired Jimmy Johnson?
Ooh.
Who fired Jimmy
Oh,
Johnson?
Jerry
Yeah, but
Jones.
I never was a fan of Jerry Jones.
Right.
I'm a fan of Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Buss, my man, Magic Johnson, Hugh Hefner. We cut from the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? So
You got to give it to the good doctor. But Mark Cuban won a championship, so don't take that away from the man.
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying it like
Because
that.
Jimmy
He
beat
won
Jerry.
one, but
No, I know.
that's like
Jerry Jones, you got.
what's the name is a great owner? New England Patriots.
Robert Kraft is a good owner.
Yeah.
All right. Did you say something before we move on to
So
the
yeah,
line?
Mastermind stole my
Oh, hell
answer. The good doctor, Jerry Buss.
Where's all everybody rolling with me?
Here we go again.
Not only that, same initial. Told you, JB, baby. That's how we get on. Last question of the day, folks. What is the price the Detroit Pistons need to offer or convince Udoka to become their next head coach? Starting off with you, Cool Breeze.
A blank check. Oh, but not really though. Not really, not really. I mean, you can sell them with the talent that they got coming in and that they have already. Uh, I mean, you just got to sell it really. Plus the money though. You know what I'm saying? You got to give them some money. Yeah, you got to give them some money. So, but whatever it is, Pistons, I need you boys to pull this off, make it happen, ASAP.
What you gotta say, Young P?
Yeah, we definitely gonna have to back that Brinks truck up. That's for sure. But and it's got to be in that range, like 7-8 million a year range. You know what I'm saying? You got to be right there with some of the top coaches. You know what I'm saying? Is what they getting paid. I ain't gonna go as far as giving them what the Spurs coaches give them, but you need to be in that $6, $7, $8 million range for sure. But give him that, and then guarantee him that you're gonna get some players in there too. Because I heard they talking about Brown. They might try to talk Brown on the trade to get to the Pistons. So if you get him, you already coached Brown.
You
Give
ain't
him
even
that
gotta
money.
trade for Brown though. You're a free agent.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You get Brown and you get somebody you already coached and you do good in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Let's rock out. Come on. And we're gonna give you that 7, at least 7, 8. Yeah, come on. That's what you need to do, Pistons. Y'all need me what's it called? Private equity. What's the name of my man company y'all? You need me to go up there to the boardroom and get to kicking it with your man. Open that checkbook up, buddy. Open that checkbook.
What you got to say, Mastermind?
I mean, basically, they said it all. You got to come with that bankroll. But I'll tell you one thing I'm not giving you. I am not giving you no total control. You are not being no president. You are not being no general manager because I'm good with that around here already.
Yeah.
Now, you can come in and call the plays and all that, pick your whole bench, all of that.
Right.
But
My thing is
as far
this.
as I'm going, payroll, and that's it.
I'm not breaking the Brinks trunk for you, my guy. I'm not giving you no blank check. None of that. One thing Boston had, they had a system over there, starting off with who from way back then. Then they come on back up.
Butler.
Let's look at you. But I was going with your man Stevens too. Come down to Stevens. Stevens went upstairs. Then he gave it up to Udoka. You basically was running some of his system with Pops and whoever else you done learn, probably with a little mixture of yours. Then become the new guy. But what I'm saying is this, Udoka, we got to give you Mike Brown money, Monty Williams, and all of them. Because in Boston, you had Tatum in them. Is you gonna make Cunningham and them your Jalen Brown or your Tatum? So you had you had a superstar, all star, and all that type of stuff over there. Well, all stars. So what you gonna do in Detroit? Do you have the players? Well, everybody want to give you this money tonight. Is your system really cut like that? Would you build them from your own cloth? Like you say, now you go over here, this your own. This one handed down from Stevenson or none of them. Can you come over here and build it like that? People think you can, but you had that Tatum, you had that Horford, you had that what's the guard name, the Smart. You had all of them. So I wouldn't get. I give you a little something, but I ain't finna give you all that money because I got to see what you can do now with these other guys. And like you say, you lost. So I don't know if you ain't a winner yet. You lost, so I can't give you that money. You lost. You Mike Brown and Monty Williams and them.
Because look, wasn't I didn't make him to the finals, did he?
Who?
Brad Stevens, he didn't even take him to the finals, did he?
He did.
He did?
He did. I think it's
No, I'm
first,
asking. That's
second
what I'm
year,
asking.
first and second
Yeah,
year.
but he didn't want upstairs. Now, but I say, get him that type of money. But yeah. But I gotta see what you can do. That was Boston. You had them players over there, Detroit. Hey, you gotta calm these boys down. That's just my opinion. Anybody got something to say before we roll out?
Yeah, quick question: is Nick Nurse still?
In Toronto.
He did, but isn't he stepping down or something like that?
He told me he want to
He
leave
wanna step
absent for a minute.
Would y'all want him over Udoka?
I think he's going upstairs too.
Well, I
going
would,
upstairs? Oh, okay.
I would take Nick Nurse just because I know what he got, but then he won too.
Right.
Nick Nurse got his hand to him too now. Dwayne Casey built all that over there. Then they threw Kawhi Leonard over
No,
there.
no, what you're saying is that he did, but I'm talking about I've been saying from beginning I like his coaching style, the way he make
But
you press, how you switch up,
I think he's going
and all
upstairs to be a GM too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what even though it got handed down to him, I just always liked the Nick Nurse coaching style.
I'm just gonna make a comment about Udoka, then
Go
we
ahead.
can end it or whatever. But I think Udoka got it. I think Udoka sat on too many winning benches not to have it. You know what I'm saying? And then it looked like he's a team type coach. You know what I'm saying? The
Okay.
team gonna respect and listen to what he say because I am an NBA champion besides just being a coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But
absolutely.
I done this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm talking about. And I got the right to tell you a bum. You know what I'm saying? Because I won. I know what it takes to win. You know. So that's why I think he'll end up being all right. I think he'd be worth if you give him a nice substantial amount of money. I think he'd be worth it, and he'll turn you into something.
Okay.
All right, we signing off.
Yes, sir. Another great show.
This week, people.
Yes, sir.